Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Epilepsy Gangster. I'll be your host, Tim Ulmer, as I introduce you to other people with epilepsy who are leading happy and productive lives. Now, I have been at odds with epilepsy my entire life. I am speaking to you this way because of what Epilepsy Gangster did to me. I have a vagus nerve implant stimulator, and people do not like to be told to shut up. Likewise, I don't like it to be in public when my voice goes strange on people. But that's the consequence of a VNS. And I have assembled this group of people who you're going to be meeting, and we are out against Epilepsy Gangster because Epilepsy Gangster robs people of opportunities and relationships. He steals from pension funds, saving plans, and college funds, and he makes people choose between living expenses and their medicine. And finally, Epilepsy Gangster kills. He kills people in their sleep. He causes them to have accidents, most notably in cars, that not only threaten their lives, but other people that are nearby. So Epilepsy Gangster must be stopped. Now, you will watch on our show and you will see people who have been happy and productive regardless of the fact they have epilepsy, and we want you to be inspired by their stories, and so that you'll want to become a member of my gang.
Fleetwood Mac, Elton John, Jimmy Reed, just to name a few people that have battled epilepsy and kept it going. And what they have in common with me, music. So I would like to take you on a journey of people like myself who have dealt with epilepsy and have been very successful at it. So if you don't mind, let's come into my world. How you doing? This is Stacii Floyd with Double I Productions. Let's start off with my story, shall we? I had a seizure at 4 months old, so I don't think they really knew too much about epilepsy, which they still don't know to this day. So I definitely had to deal with a lot of seizures in my life, but I never let them stop me. I went to school, got my recording engineering degree, and started Double I Productions, which is my music label. I just wanted to finish off a legacy, or take part of a legacy that I was already a part of, which is the Floyd family legacy. And then I started advocating for epilepsy because I felt like somebody was needed, and there was a void in the situation as far as in music to express let me try to find the right word for it, to express in a major way how this affects so many people. 52 million people and counting. That sounds like one of my lyrics, but that's actually the truth. 52 million and counting are suffering from epilepsy. And what made me choose to do music was I just wanted to express myself in my own unique way. I wanted to, tell stories about things that I've been through, things that I'm going through, and, people around me and their issues or what have you, so we can, make a difference besides epilepsy. So when I did find out at, I think about 28, that I did have epilepsy for sure, they finally diagnosed me with it, I took a couple steps back and realized that, I need to do something bigger, I need to do something better, I need to do something positive that affects this community in a positive manner, and to let them know that even though you have epilepsy, you can still do the things that you want to do in life. You can be a great sewer, you can be a great whatever it is you put your mind to. Just for an example, the sewer part. But whenever I started the Brainstorming Epilepsy Festival, I just wanted to touch a whole bunch of people. I wanted everybody to be open. I wanted everybody to have a chance to have a platform to express themselves and tell their stories and not feel so alone in the world of today. Because I feel like that's a big issue in this time right now, is that most people, they feel alone. Most people, they DM me all the time and they don't know what's going on with their situation, and they just need help, period. First of all, they need help within themselves to go ahead and admit or go ahead and, take action involving epilepsy. And that was one of my main things. I had to step forward and do it myself, so I feel like everyone had to take that first step to get to that point. Meaning all of your speakers, meaning all of your people that advocate. Anyone who's ever had to step in those shoes has had to admit to themselves that they have epilepsy and they do want to help. And they do want to make a difference in this community. So that's kind of how I wanted to start it, just like everyone else. Kind of grinded really hard and with the music, and I never let that stop me from doing music because that was my first passion in the beginning. So I just kept going forward, kept moving, and I really wanted to make a difference. So that's what brings me to our single that I have off my latest album called Hearts, which is Roll the Dice. Speaks a lot about epilepsy, speaks a lot about my opinion about epilepsy. And if you're watching, your kids are watching, please, parental advisory. We're going to get really raw about this situation. We're really going to touch on some things that are well known, and we're going to express them even more. So if you have your kids at home, please tell them, cover their eyes or whatever they have to do. Or if you feel uncomfortable with this, please, I'm letting you know beforehand that it is very graphic. So with that in mind, check out the video. Peace.
Increasing public awareness of epilepsy, a neurological condition that affects almost 50 million people around the world.
Yep. It's a lot of things going on in the world, man, that people just don't see. You know? But this one right here, this goes out to everyone that lives like me with a diagnosis that people just don't see. Some people in the world, they scared to ask for help, thinking they alone, so they play the hand they dealt. Give them hope, Lord, please make them think twice, cause life's not a given, so we gotta roll the dice. Some people in the world, they scared to ask for help, thinking they alone, so they play the hand they dealt. Give them hope, Lord, please make them think twice, cause life's not a given, so we gotta roll the dice. It's a shame when you gotta explain yourself for something when them MRIs and EEGs ain't saying nothing. Docs writing you off, that's becoming a profession. You gotta do your research on your own for your protection, I'm confessing. That's what I usually do, cause it's traumatizing to me what seizures do. 52 million and counting, man, God, what happened? 1 out of 26, man, that's an amazing fraction. The system's slacking, and it ain't because what you doing. Sometimes I feel like there's no time for conclusions, or it's not enough funding to point out the solution, or it's not enough people band up to prove it. Sounds stupid, but that's what I think sometimes. These are feelings that I have that I hold inside. So if you seizure free, please thank the Lord twice, cause life's not a given, so we gotta roll the dice.
This is Stacii Floyd with the Brainstorming Epilepsy Festival. I just left the doctor's office. Basically, she just told me I can never work a regular job again. I really feel like I might just rip my heart out of my chest or something.
Some people in the world, they scared to ask for help, thinking they alone, so they play the hand they dealt. Give them hope, Lord, please make them think twice, cause life's not a given, so we gotta roll the dice. Some people in the world, they scared to ask for help, thinking they alone, so they play the hand they dealt. Give them hope, Lord, please make them think twice, cause life's not a given, so we gotta roll the dice.
For all
Although epilepsy is one of the world's oldest recognized conditions, the public typically doesn't know how to react to someone who has seizures.
We do not have a cure for epilepsy yet.
Anyone can develop epilepsy, and it's one of the most common conditions actually that affect the brain. The exact cause is unknown.
Open up your eyes. Do you get the picture? To you I look cool, but me I kinda differ. Hospital visits, doc said I'm getting sicker.
Is to control seizures with medication. There are 30 FDA-approved medications to prevent seizures from epilepsy.
The Lord didn't tell me about my life in this description. Every other day they got me on a new prescription. Trying to be quiet, trying not to be a victim. They see you as a pawn with your medical condition. Ain't no money in the cure, they get paid off the visits. Invisible position, so it's time to find a remedy. Keep my hopes high, cause I feed off of energy. People still believe in me, so I gotta give my best. Cause it's kinda bad for my health when I overstress. Yeah, I move different, but they don't really see that. People barely living their lives, they don't see that. On my knees every night, thank the Lord twice. Cause even with epilepsy, still gotta roll the dice.
The actor's family says he was being treated for epilepsy and died from a seizure.
It's called sudden unexpected death in epilepsy.
Some people in the world, they scared to ask for help. Thinking they alone, so they play the hand they dealt. Give them hope, Lord, please make them think twice. Cause life's not a given, so we gotta roll the dice. Some people in the world, they scared to ask for help. Thinking they alone, so they play the hand they dealt. Give them hope, Lord, please make them think twice. Cause life's not a given, so we gotta roll the dice. Some people in the world, they scared to ask for help. Thinking they alone, so they play the hand.
I am Natalie Beavers, and I am one of the many survivors living with epilepsy. My life has been filled with many ups and downs. It's just a part of life. I am proud of the person that I am becoming, and as I stand in the face of this relentless disorder called epilepsy, I want you all to know that I am me.
Tim always knew the world was made of different people, the idea of serving others and loving the United States. Epilepsy made that difficult his entire life, particularly in keeping him out of the Navy. After several failures, the chance came to teach English in communist China. Going to the Chinese university, he was the first foreigner most had met, and he became their only American friend. Everyone discovered that people shouldn't base their friendships solely on nationalities.
I was glad to answer their questions because for the first time in my life, I saw that God had a mission for me. I became proud of my epilepsy, and I realized that I was serving on a mission for my country's image that was bigger than anything I'd imagined as a kid. At the same time, I was serving God.
Read the ebook, Involuntary Mission in China with a Thorn in the Flesh, to learn about Tim's struggles and discoveries. Ebook available on Amazon.
Hello, my name is Chris Arceneaux, and I'm the founder and artist for the Epilepsy Shield Project. Before I talk about the project, I'd like to give you a little background about myself. I had absent seizures, which outgrew at about the age of 12, then went 25 years seizure-free, even being able to serve 8 years in the U.S. Navy. Then one night, while working in the dark, developing pictures at a photo lab, I hit my head hard and saw a flash of light. Shortly after that, I had a tonic-clonic seizure and started having complex partial seizures in my 40s. And because of my epilepsy and other medical issues, I was put on disability. While on disability, with nothing to do, I started painting. And I started out doing rocks, which I sold at a flea market, and ended up doing painting portraits of pets for people on 1 foot square pieces of slate and coating them with the protection so they could be placed outside as memorial stones, which you'll get to see a few of them later. And some of my canvases I've done, this one is a picture of Saturn and a few of its moons. And my masterpiece, what's considered my masterpiece, is the Titanic before and after. My wife said I can't sell this painting because she lived with me through the 3 years I worked on it. And since then, one of my friends that doesn't own Facebook, that doesn't have epilepsy, suggested maybe I could connect my advocacy work with my artwork. So I came up with the first painting for awareness, which is the Shield of an Epilepsy Warrior, which shows the brain with the shield and all the things we do to protect our brain from the seizures. And it became the inspiration for naming the project. Then I went on and did a series of 12 paintings, which I called the Epilepsy Shield series. And then I started to think about stopping until somebody suggested a painting idea that she had that she had thought about for a long time, of a dove carrying a awareness ribbon and saying "Purple Power to the Rescue." So I thought from that I started doing another series called the Purple Power series. Then somebody suggested a series name of the Epilepsy Revolution, and I went on to Life with Epilepsy, Fighting Epilepsy, Epilepsy Facts, Spreading Awareness, Seizure Triggers, and Seizures Do's and Don'ts. And I'm currently working on paintings for 4 other series right now. My most popular painting is still the one I'm wearing on my shirt, which was the 12th painting of the Epilepsy Shield series. It's called More Than Just Seizures, and it shows the different things we have to go through with epilepsy besides just the seizures. It's memory loss, being bullied, side effects of the medicines, being laughed at, being tired all the time, safety issues, mood swings, and not being able to have dream jobs like being an airline pilot, and not being able to drive a car or a motorcycle. I've also started doing some fighting epilepsy paintings that I'm not considering a series because there's going to be so many of them. This one is fighting epilepsy around the world, and I've done some for different countries, and I'm doing some for different states and sending them to the Epilepsy Foundation for that state. And some of the commissions I'm going to be receiving from t-shirt sales for those will be going to the state, or the one I did for the US will be going to the Epilepsy Foundation of America, earmarked for research. This is one of the latest paintings I've done. It's called People with Epilepsy Can series, and it's achieved great things, and it shows some of the famous people in history who have had epilepsy, starting with Aristotle, Julius Caesar, Napoleon, Edgar Allan Poe, Charles Dickens, Lewis Carroll, Van Gogh, Einstein, and President Roosevelt. Since completing the Shield of an Epilepsy Warrior painting in April of 2015, I have completed 9 different series, each with its own subject and each painting delivering a specific message. For example, in the Epilepsy Facts series, I've done a painting showing that epilepsy is not always visible, but it is always present because we're affected by the side effects of the medicines or other issues. And I'm very pleased with how realistic the eyeball came out in this painting. These paintings here are from 4 other series I'm currently working on. I'm also doing awareness paintings for epilepsy organizations around the world, which you'll get to see some of shortly.
I'm Chifundo Petro, the founder and the CEO of Chifundo Epilepsy Awareness Foundation. We are spreading epilepsy awareness and support everywhere, and we are very much happy and appreciating Mr. Chris from US for his printing to my foundation. It is very nice and beautiful. As you can see, that is helping people to get a clear picture of the work that my foundation is doing in Malawi.
I'm doing this video on behalf of Chris Arceneaux and what his work has inspired me. First of all, he's a very artistic person, and I have wore a lot of his shirts out and about, and it's brought up the conversation about epilepsy, and I'm able to advocate on it with his shirts and stuff, and people asking questions. What he has done for me, he has inspired me to become a better advocate, and we try to spread awareness as far as we can go worldwide, and I appreciate his help with my groups and other groups.
As you can see on the wall behind me, I have 2 thank you letters. One's from the East Society from India, thank you for the Fitz painting, and this one's from the Epilepsy Foundation of America, thanking me for the Fighting Epilepsy in the USA painting. Now it's time for me to show you one of the paintings I'm working on now. This one's called Seizures, and it's going to be the 5th painting in my Developing Awareness series.
Defeating Epilepsy Foundation is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping those battling epilepsy. We provide advocacy and educational services to those battling epilepsy at a global level. For more information about our projects and services, please visit our website at www.defeatingepilepsy.org or email us at info@defeatingepilepsy.org. Please like us on social media and follow us so you can see how we are making a difference. Thank you for your support, and together we will defeat epilepsy.
I want you to know that you are not alone.
And I was scared to go home because I didn't know what to expect at home. And I knew we had stairs everywhere at home to get in the house, both sides of the house. And granted, after that I was good, but just getting in the house and...
What I wish I would have done for the last 30 years. And that is to let people know how much I struggle, how much help I needed, because I didn't get any help. So I wish I would have done that instead of keeping secret about it.
Well, Ron and I were very fortunate to find a support group right off the bat. And I have to say it was the most uplifting thing that we could have possibly done.
Achieving worldwide fame in the 1980s, this musician battled epilepsy as a child. His parents, not knowing how to help him, did the best they could with the little they had. He turned to music to escape his pain brought on by epilepsy. He taught himself to play the piano, guitar, and drums. In 2009, in an interview with Tavis Smiley, he revealed his battle with epilepsy as a child, stating, "Early in my career, I tried to compensate by being as flashy and as noisy as I could." His classic album Purple Rain was a success, grossing almost $70 million at the US box office. He went on to achieve great success in his career, signing a $100 million deal with Warner Brothers, surpassing stars like Michael Jackson and Madonna. This great musician was Prince Roger Nelson, the artist known as Prince.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight, and we look forward to seeing you next week. And Epilepsy Gangster, just know that your time is up.